Hello, Mr. President. How's the golf swing? Sir, you know I'm retired. Well, who the hell plans a field trip to a place like that? Alright. I'm in. And sir, I'm gonna need the biggest fucking gun you've got.
It feels so good to have our old theme song back.
I was going to say, as much as I loved March, I missed our theme song. I really did.
We rocked out to the Mickey March Madness theme song, but this one just has a vibe to it that I feel like
it's ours.
It's ours.
Yeah.
It's us, not ours.
Yeah. It's pure. It's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is.
It's action fed, steak grilling, eagles screaming, hairy redhead hairy chest, glistening in the fucking sun,
beer drinking.
Lord have mighty, dude, like blue jean wearing. There we go.
That's a blue jean wearing intro right there. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of B Action, where we put the B back in action. I am one of your co-hosts tonight, Charlie. With me, as always, is Ranger Dustin. Say hello to the people, Dustin.
In the arms of a ranger, the unexpected stranger.
And next to him in our other co-pilot seat, it's one big long bench seat. We're all in the front seat. Is Ranger Mickey. What's happening, Mickey?
Not a whole lot, man. Who's catching middle in this bench seat on this Dodge?
I think we got to stand up and see who's the short one out of all three of us. And
it's probably me, actually.
It depends if the Dodge whatever is a 5-speed.
Yeah. Whoever's shifting, that's what's going to happen.
Mickey, shift it into second gear for me, please.
Click over that supercharger.
Stop it. All right, we will talk about that in a little bit. This movie's 99.999% badass. I can already tell you that right now. And I'll tell you what that 0.1% where it fucks up. That's all it's going to be.
So we talked about this during Enter the Dragon, where we scrapped everything.
We did
everything. We had plans. We had plans for bringing Steel back to the show.
I was locked and ready, man. I had it ready to go.
You even dropped it on your Need for Speed episode.
Did I?
Yeah.
Damn.
Because I listened to your show.
Oh, do you?
I do.
I haven't listened to yours.
I haven't listened to one episode particularly because the real show just put it out. But we did. We scrapped everything. We had Steel ready. We had Dragons ready.
We did. We had a lot.
But then we lost Chuck.
Lost
Chuck,
man.
And Charlie. We were all like, you know what? Month of Chuck.
I mean, it was a no-brainer. I don't even know if we actually audibly said it. We all just went, month of Chuck? Yeah. And then we all just nodded and like, okay, I have one ready to go.
We all hit each other with the thumbs up from Dodgeball.
Chuck Norris approved.
Thanks, Chuck Norris.
Yeah, thank you,
fucking Chuck Norris.
So yeah, we came up with it. It was supposed to be my pick. So I had to dig into my bag of tricks. Well, it still is. So I dug into my bag of tricks. I actually had this one earmarked for this year, for a particular month in this year, but things happened, and I was like, I'm bringing it now because this is weird. It's not a lot of people talk about this movie, but it's also one of the most iconic ones that he has done. Like all the Chuck jokes basically just come from this movie. If you've only ever seen this movie, you get it. But yeah, we're doing Lone Wolf McQuade with Chuck Norris, David Carradine, and a cavalcade of tons of people from the 70s, early 80s that you're going to recognize in here. But yeah, I'd set on this because to me, this was a Chuck Biggin. I've covered Delta Force on the other show, and we've already done stuff like The Hitman and Invasion USA. He's still got quite a catalog. But it's his Biggins. Lone Wolf McQuade was one of them that I was prepared to bring in a certain month, because you could tell me this wouldn't fit in a certain month that's 100%. Coming up.
Explosions, cars, babes, helicopters. It checks everything off.
Badass an Eagle cars. Belt buckle. Yeah, badass cars.
Mickey, he point blank shoots somebody with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Yes. And snipes people. Like this man can do anything and everything in this movie. But I've got us a trailer. It's not the shortest, but it's Chuck, so I don't give a fuck. So here we go.
When you're the best, you do things with style. J.J. McQuade is the best. He's a lone wolf lawman in the Lone Star State.
Your record is unrivaled, but my kind of ranger is a model citizen, pillar in the community, goes to church, he lives clean, he's got a loving wife and kids. Your lone wolf attitude is going to change.
Even a wolf has his weaknesses. And a powerful enemy. But even the best can't always do it alone.
Something to remember you by.
Ranger, meet your new partner.
It's going to be an honor working with you, Ranger McQuade.
I think you know Agent Jackson.
Looks like somebody doesn't like you, McQuade.
I'll make a few enemies here and there.
Yeah? So do I.
So now the wolf has a wolf pack. The final showdown belongs to McQuade. Lone Wolf McQuade, starring Chuck Norris, David Carradine, Barbara Carrera, and Leon Isaac Kennedy.
Dude, there's a reason why you picked it. It just says when you're the best, and that's where it should have ended. And it should have said Lone Wolf McQuade.
When you're the best, starring Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. This movie's super early. It's like 83, I think it is. But man, this has so much 70s vibe oozing out of it, man. It's God. I just love this movie, guys. I just love this movie. So good. All right. Well, let's talk about our histories with this bad boy. As normal, let's start with Dustin, because I got a sneaky suspicion that while he may own it on VHS, this may be the first time he's ever seen it. So what you got for us, D?
So I have seen Walker, Texas Ranger.
Fair. Okay.
So I knew what I was in for once I popped this tape in to watch it for the first time. That's all I got.
Fair. Done. Mickey, what about you, brother? What's your history with Lone Wolf McQuade?
I haven't seen this movie since I was a kid. This was one of like my grandpa loved Chuck Norris to death, right? And this was one of his favorites.
Good man.
He loved Delta Force. He loved Missing in Action, and he loved Lone Wolf McQuade. Those were like his ones, right?
Yeah.
So I had seen it. Actually, I probably saw it a few times as a kid. Just I can remember parts of it growing up. But yeah, it was always like the Wales Wayside Superstore Saturday matinee or something like, or sponsored by North Carolina Windows and Doors or something, like whatever the local business is.
Yeah,
is sponsoring the movie playing on the local channel. And this one would come on sometimes. It was usually a Chuck Norris movie, not times, or John Wayne or something like that, a Western some kind, or a war movie. But I remember vividly this one being on that. And yeah, just sitting there watching this with Grandpa on probably like a 23-inch CRT TV, sitting like 6 feet away. But it was still, those are some of the best times to watch these movies. It's awesome now, but back then I was like, wow, that was a lot of fun watching them that way
something
too.
Different. Yeah.
But now I was like, man, I didn't see this all as a kid. I didn't remember all this as a kid.
I couldn't see it as a kid.
Yeah, literally with the lines like. But yeah, it's been a long time, but I do have history with this movie.
Hell yeah.
Charlie, what about you?
I'm kind of similar to Mickey, although mine was probably mid 90s. And I remember this one because it was played on television all the time because of Walker, Texas Ranger. It's like that show got super popular. And then like TBS and TNT played the shit out of this movie. And I would go to my grandma's, and that's where we had cable. And I remember this popping up, Lone Wolf McQuade coming up at 2:00 on TBS, just whatever time slot it would be. And I remember sitting there watching it and being like, well, this is awesome. Like, oh, this is the guy we watch, on prime time, because we watched Walker. Like, Walker, Texas Ranger came on, we watched that shit. Like, I think it went from like 93 to 2001. That's how fucking popular that show was. And so all the other channels were going to capitalize on it. So I grew up watching this, and it was like later on, like a year or so after, we started watching Walker, that Dad introduced me to movies like Delta Force, stuff like that. But it was right around the time where I knew who Chuck was. I knew what Chuck was about. I watched the cartoons growing up, the Karate Commandos. But yeah, and this is one that I watch. I probably haven't watched it in a little while. Probably been about 5 years since I'd watched this one, but this was one that I've seen multiple times. Like, I popped it in going, like if someone was like, describe Chuck, watch Lone Wolf McQuade. Yeah. It's all right there. Everything you need to know about the man is there on the screen. And speaking of what, I remember watching it on television, and Dustin's got the tape, and I know he watched it. Damn, that was a clean transfer on Amazon Prime that I watched.
That's where I watched it. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a more clear version of this movie.
I had to refrain myself because I wanted to watch it on like in HD, but I bought the tape for the reason, because I feel like this is a movie that you have to watch like that. Like it just has that feel fair to it.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. But I will say, like, it still like felt like of its era, even though it was cleaned up. It was just really cool to like actually like Mickey said, to see it. Actually know what's going on the screen. But yeah, that's my history with Lone Wolf McQuade. I do have a little bit of trivia I figure we should get out of the way first. Okay. It's my favorite bit of trivia about this movie. Did you guys happen to look and see what this movie's rated?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Is it TVMA?
No.
No. Now
PG.
PG.
It's PG.
Well, that's because it came out before 84.
Do you know what it was originally rated?
Not.
It was originally rated R.
Yeah.
Oh, was it an R? Okay.
Yeah.
Was there? Did you see killing? Is that what it was?
Well, we see killing.
Violence.
Nothing.
Chuck just fucking twisting necks.
So this is the fun. This is the fun part. They rated it R. Chuck went to the MPAA. Chuck Norris
God
went
damn it,
to
dude.
the
They
MPAA.
done fucked up if that's the
Right?
case. Mickey did.
knock on the door. Excuse me, gentlemen. And he went in and said, "Hey, I don't think this should be rated R. This movie is about good overcoming evil." And they went, "You know what, Chuck? You're right. So we're going to rate it PG." Did not make him cut anything. They still dropped the fuck word in here twice.
F-bomb twice. Yeah.
They dropped the N word. Granted, it's the only character that can drop it.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Yeah, it's his word. He can say it. All of the people dying, like they didn't, like you could tell in this movie, they're not cutting away from the violence. They just didn't use a whole lot of blood squibs.
Right.
But all the violence is there. You can see through what's her face's dress. You look, especially in HD, gentlemen.
Yes, you can.
This is an R-rated movie, rated PG because Chuck went, nah, we're going to rate this PG. And they didn't even fight him. And I love, like, that's all I need to know right there. That is just the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Did you also see who would have been offered the role that David Carradine got if he were still alive?
I did.
Dude, could you
I don't think he
imagine?
would have done it.
You don't think so?
I don't think he would have done it.
I don't think.
I want to see Bruce Lee in a Western, man. That would
It would be cool.
tight.
Don't get me wrong. I'd love to have seen it, but I don't think he would have done it.
I think had Chuck said yes to the movie we just covered,
sure,
he probably would have then felt like, okay, he's done 2 of my movies. Maybe I should do one with him. But we know Chuck didn't want to lose twice. So, but
that's
I
how most of those got. Even David Carradine had in his contract that he couldn't lose in a fist fight.
That was so weird to see. Like when I was reading that, like this motherfucker was Steven Seagal before Steven Seagal was.
Dude. And I'm sitting here watching. So for people,
in your face.
If you guys, I mean, we've talked about this plenty other times. Like there are certain movies, like when we're watching it, depending on who it is, we hype text throughout the movie.
Yes.
And I was blowing up the chat last night watching this fucking movie, in the day of recording too. But it's like. Because I started watching it the night prior, and I only got maybe 20 minutes in.
I could tell you either fell asleep or something happened, and you quit watching.
Because I was like,
the movie.
All the cool stuff hadn't happened yet.
Yeah. He is excited, and we're just like, Dustin, you need to pace yourself right now, sir. Just settle down.
But then I picked it up the next morning. I rewound that bitch and started it all over. I watched the oil painting title cards transition into live action title cards. And once David Carradine popped up on the screen, I was like, oh my God, dude. Like fucking David Carradine, like he's looking young as shit. And this one, he is granted. Well, I don't know. Like this was I think this was like 7 years before martial law. So that's 7 additional years. He was still doing pretty good, man, for his age at the time. But man, seeing that Chuck and David Carradine, the final fight they did with no stunts, was fucking phenomenal. They were beating the piss out of each other, like for realsies, and just, I mean, I don't want to say I take back what I say about David Carradine not wanting to rip his pants because it was the same deal in this. Like there were a few times where it's like he looks afraid to rip his pants. But not Chuck.
One of my favorite quotes I read was they asked him, like they were interviewing Chuck Norris, and they asked him like, hey, so is David Carradine like really a good martial artist? I mean, he did Kung Fu, he did all these other movies. And Chuck Norris just kind of smiles and he goes, he's as good a martial artist as I am an actor. And I went,
shots fired.
So here's the deal. Like, I don't know if people would take that condescending, but I feel like if Chuck Norris said it, like if you heard him say it, then you would get the context.
Yeah.
But if you read that, you'd be like, oh, that's Chuck just being a genuine dude.
No. I'm sure there was a smirk when he said it too.
And it's one of the things I love about Chuck was he never went Hollywood. You know what I mean? He didn't like think he was bigger than he was. Like we talked about this on the Action Elite because we did our Chuck Norris tribute, and there's like this huge catalog of movies in the 80s, and then like the 90s he did a handful. Well, that's because he was doing Walker, Texas
he was busy.
Ranger.
Yeah.
The one of the most watched television shows of the 90s by everyone's grandma, grandpa, and parents, and us by proxy, because we're in the same room and there's one television.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, of course he only did Top Dog and Forest Warrior and a couple of other odds and ends just to fill in the time.
Forest Warrior, dude. I am so ready to talk about that one at some point, dude.
Oh, it's on the list, dude. Every Chuck Norris movie's on the list. Okay.
Twice.
Twice. I don't care if we've covered it on the other show. We can do it here. So it doesn't matter. I don't care. But I love that. The other thing I love so much about Chuck Norris, one, he doesn't take himself super serious as an actor, but he also damn near does all his own stunts. Like there's not a moment in this movie where you go, oh, there's the stunt double.
Right.
Like I was watching it again before we were recording, and it got to the truck chase where he's chasing Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys, and jumps onto the back of the truck. I kept going, Jesus, what? That's Chuck Norris doing this. He, they do that thing where he has to flip over the bar and crawl back through it off the side of the truck, and you're like, nope, that's Chuck. Like the camera doesn't cut. It's him the whole fucking time. And then whenever the guy wrecks into the fucking tanker and gasoline, he's trying to start the damn thing. That's Chuck Norris carrying this dude away from the explosion. I'm like, this is the shit I'm talking about. This is what I love about 80s and 90s action movies. This is why I do the podcast that I do. And I love these movies. It's right there. It is. Right, everything I love. This whole movie is just me going, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Everything that happens. Like, Jackie was getting annoyed with me because she was just like, you're just over there like nodding and she'd be like, yeah, like fist pumping. Like every time something would happen, I'm like, because this is it. Like if there's a movie to point to for B action and Give Me Back My Action and all these other, and everyone else that covers the action elite, Lone Wolf McQuade. That I'm saying it now. Just watch this fucking movie. You will grow chest hair. If your son is on the precipice of puberty and you want to hotshot that shit, you just let him watch this movie and he's just going to come out with a beard and a beer and he's there. He's ready to go. Talking deep.
Dude,
I'm hyped.
The opening of this movie by itself, like you have this gang of people trying to wrangle this wild herd of horses.
Cattle rustlers, dude. Come on.
God, and they're the baddest of the bad because you know why? Because these cops go in there to try and stop them, and these cops suck in this movie, dude. Like,
all the cops suck. Also, I thought the cops were bad guys at one point in this movie. And they never explained that after it happens. And you're still like, I don't know if they're in on it or not.
Oh my God. But these cops suck and they get taken hostage, but they don't know. Up there on that fucking mountaintop over there is one Lone Wolf McQuade, right? God. And he puts in these bullets into this fucking rifle and blows up 2 of their vehicles with one shot. Like one shot each, not one shot for both.
Right. One. He could have if they were lined up right. Yeah.
If he just like had a one-on-one with the bullet, if he just like looked at it and said, "You know what to fucking do," and put it in, then he would have taken out both trucks. But dude, when that guy's like, he's like, stand up so I can see who the fuck I'm talking to. And Chuck stands up and he motions to the other guy to spray him. And Chuck just stands there in front of it and then pulls up his rifle and blows that dude right in the chest.
Dude, that was great too.
God damn it. If nothing gets you hyped for any movie, you need to watch that. Just the opening of this movie.
Mickey sent the picture. Like, I knew Mickey was watching.
I can't explain the like feeling of when he walked in front of the sun. I was like, I might have pissed my pants a little bit.
That camera shot where his head, he was literally blocking out the sun.
Yes.
Yeah. God.
It's the bat signal, but it's Chuck Norris in silhouette. That's all it needed to be.
I might have been half chub. I'm ready.
Half? I was hard as a fucking diamond, sir.
Charlie said, come over here and chuck my Norris.
Chuck fucks, sir. That's all I can say.
Oh, and then yes, he does, because I messaged both of these guys, and since Mickey said this shit in The Hitman, Chuck Norris will forever be known as the womb broom.
Yes, sir.
Golly, dude, and I can understand why David Carradine hates him.
Well,
right?
yeah,
Dude, you have this lady who's a fresh widow that David Carradine's like made his way right into her pants.
Yeah.
Over there smooching her. All for the next day to be going on a date with fucking Chuck Norris.
which was also confusing several times when you watch this movie for the first time. Going, wait, wasn't she just like? Is he that awesome that he just walks in the room and she's like later tater, and she is, you know,
she must have been watching that montage I sent Mickey, asking if this is what it's like being him.
Yeah.
Where you got Chuck outside with no fucking shirt on, holding a shotgun, cock level.
Yeah.
Dude, that he's rolling around in the dirt with no shirt on. He's fucking
mud wrestling.
He's got a shooting range in his backyard, which is just awesome. Like, everyone should have that.
He also has pet wolves.
Yes.
Well, his name's Lone Wolf McQuade. I mean,
He has pet fucking wolves. Why didn't he have the fucking king cobras from Enter the Dragon then? That's what he should have had, was pet king cobras.
Okay. Most of Chuck Norris's best characters are literally G.I. Joes, and like this is one of them.
Yes.
Like, this is what when you watch G.I. Joe, you know, like, oh yeah, that's one of the G.I. Joes. He's got a wolf. He's a Texas Ranger with a cowboy hat.
He's got a shotgun.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
There he is. That's him right there, dude.
Outback will forever be Chuck Norris in G.I. Joe form, okay? I don't care. I've got his, and this is Tiger Force, but if you paint over that and put a wolf.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's Chuck's chest. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's just a tiger. When he opens his shirt, roar, there's a tiger.
Oh my God, dude. But I knew I got to the part because Mickey sent out a text that said, they've done fucked up. Because you see it. Chuck Norris's daughter's boyfriend gets mowed down, and then that car flipped. I know you guys must have been hurting.
Yeah.
And that was
that car.
It was a shame. Damn shame.
They killed his dog.
Dude. They done John Wicked him.
They killed his partner.
Yeah.
Or his, I would say
mentor,
his ex,
maybe? Like
yeah,
Dakota,
like,
you're talking about?
Yeah. I'm talking about Colonel Sanders.
I don't know. Yeah.
Dakota.
Fuck, not awesome. Not Dakota.
Dakota.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait 1 second. Wait a second.
What?
Do you think the Dakota in this is Joe Laura in the past or in the future?
Maybe.
Like Dakota?
Yeah.
Dude.
This is offspring. This is
yeah.
There you go. Ancestor.
It's a Sam Elliott is what it is. Dude.
Yeah.
He's basically Sam Elliott.
It was like a hippie version, kind of.
And then they kidnap his main squeeze. You know, and it's like
they did so many. I ain't gonna lie. You let them slide with a lot of stuff, and just kept like, all right, you killed my dog. Okay. I thought killing the dog was gonna be like, you're all dead, but it wasn't.
A moment, yeah,
it wasn't. You fought with his daughter. He still didn't like come after you. It was just you just went too far. I said it. You kept poking. They just keep poking the damn bear in this movie. Like, you can't leave well enough alone.
Yeah, but there's a few times in the movie though, Mickey, that it shows like he even says it to his new partner. He's like, if there's every time I fist fought somebody who raised their arm at me, half of the fucking county would be in jail.
Yeah.
They'd call in the ambulance, but not for me.
Not for me. Okay, like we get the sidekick, the bumbling sidekick for the most part. He gets his ass saved 27 times in this movie.
He comes in clutch in the end, though.
He comes in clutch in the end, and he does whoop the dog shit out of that one dude at the warehouse. He comes jumping out of the Ram Charger and uses that momentum to catch the guy off guard. And he like punches him like 8 times before he knocks him down. And then Chuck goes and beats the piss out of another guy in like 3 kicks. And he goes, "You'll get there, kid. You'll get there." Well, we keep talking about this girl that, is the love interest. That's Barbara Carrera, who I think it's the same year, is a Bond girl in Never Say Never Again.
She looks like it.
So we were watching it the other night, and I had totally forgot. Like, when I'm growing up watching this, I don't care who's who other than
Charlie
Chuck.
puts his eyes up to the TV to make sure he can see through that fucking dress.
Yep, I see a nipple. I see one.
Dad, I'll be back. And he runs into the room.
I told Jackie, I was like, she looks like a Bond girl. Like, she just had that look to her. And then I looked it up, I'm like, oh shit, she was. Like, and then it wasn't like an older Bond girl from like a few years ago. It's like, oh shit, someone else watched this movie and went, she would make a good Bond girl, and became one the exact same time, which I think it's awesome.
I couldn't tell throughout the whole movie whether she was good or bad. I was like, that was one of the things that kept bothering me. I was like, is she working with David Carradine to screw him over?
They don't make that clear. I agree.
Until the very end, when she says, I'm sorry, when she's dying in his arms. Yeah. I'm sorry, he killed my husband and then threatened me to be his partner or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but she was forced into the role, right? Because
I didn't have a choice, and she goes, I didn't betray you. I didn't betray you. Yeah. That, but it's like, but the whole movie, like you said, she ends up on a date with Chuck after we got introduced to her at a party David Carradine was throwing for her while he's doing an exhibition fight, which was funny as shit.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, he's sitting there like whooping the piss out of some minions, man. Like, henchman number 3.
Yeah,
is who he's fucking beating up.
He goes and tries to goad Chuck into a fight. He's like, "Oh, look, it's the Ranger McQuade. We hear you're quite the fighter. Won't you hop in the ring with me?" And Chuck's like, "Nah,
no, thank you.
Nah,
let me save you the embarrassment, okay?" But then he backhands his daughter.
Oh yeah,
and you see Chuck, dude, like he doesn't give a fuck that he was shot in the arm.
No, all that goes away.
Oh my god, dude. He tightened up that red headband and drop kicked him from across the room, dude.
From a prone crouching
position. Was that part when he was crouched?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I think he levitates, dude, and just kapow, and just takes him out. Which is all fine and good, but when I had chose this movie for Month of Action, there is one scene that has forever been seared in my head that I was like, oh, that's one we have to do. Dustin will not be prepared for what happens in this scene. And that's when they bury Chuck alive.
Dude, that's the greatest moment ever.
Oh my
Jesus
God,
Christ. They bury him in the Ram Charger. That was mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, you left beers in that Ram Charger. I said the same thing to Jackie. I went, oh shit, spinach time. And she's like looking at me, and she sees Chuck pour that beer over his head and then finish it off. I'm like, you have fucked up. You have fucked up, sir.
Yeah.
It's like Tucker and Dale, dude. Like, whenever anything happens to him, if he gets his fingers cut off, he pours some PBR on it.
Dude.
But dude, when they bury his ass alive and he comes out like looking like an Autobot, like he has him and the truck had to have infused, because that's the only way he would have gotten out of that shit alive.
I need that fucking transformer now. I need a Dodge Ram Charger that turns into Chuck. Oh yeah, he's growling. He is, and old boy is up there fighting for his life with who's left. And the camera kept cutting to one dude that was standing right where the Ram Charger is going to come out, and it just kept fast cutting back and forth till that fucking headlights come out of the dirt like trimmers.
It was
except
like
it's out, not going down.
It was like an earthquake was happening. The fucking earth was parting, and you see the police lights. I was like, "This is so awesome!"
He hits that fucking Chuck switch.
Like, he went over fucking 9,000, Mickey. His hair starts spiking up, dude.
And then the first thing he does is kick the door open and shotgun blast. Dude, running right out.
Oh my god, man! But I messaged this earlier too. Like we meet the family that Chuck has in this. Like there's his daughter and there's an estranged wife, right? Because she divorced him.
Yeah,
it's a co-parent thing. I'm fine with them not
just
being
not what you
assholes.
normally see. You know,
I like that it is she obviously still loves and cares about him.
Yeah,
she
but
just
she's
can't
like,
live with that lifestyle of him being a Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
Because she does say that. She goes, maybe you'll find someone that can handle the way you are. But I was like, this is it right here. Like, even Chuck Norris is like, I can make anything work. I may be divorced,
Yeah.
but if I call her up one night, we're good to go. You know, he's got that on lockdown, but he's still like, I'll help her out. I'll help her out.
Dude,
And the look he gives his daughter's boyfriend when he first pulls up.
That's where I'm getting to, Charlie.
Okay, I'll make sure
that's
we get
what
on
I'm
that.
getting to. And because his daughter runs out and she goes, "Daddy," and kisses him right on the mouth, and I'm like, she's not a child, right? Like 19, 20 years old, out of school, has to be, right?
I would. She looks that age, but I would say in the movie she's probably like 16. She's
I'd
probably
say 16, maybe 17, somewhere around there. I mean, she's
But she
still
looks
able
older,
to go
like you're
out with her boyfriend, who's obviously in a muscle car. So you know,
But
it's
her
like
boyfriend's in the military because of the suit he's wearing.
he's ROTC. You can tell, and he knows about.
Oh, okay. So seniors in high school, more or less.
Yeah,
Probably.
So
Okay.
and she's talked about him because he's like, oh, she's told me all about you. You were a Marine. I also love this. We get all the backstory we need. Exactly how we need to get it without like some big flashback of him being this war hero or something. He's like, oh, he's a fucking Marine and a Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
Done. That's all you had to say.
But man, he rolls up and she goes, "Daddy, this is my boyfriend," and I couldn't imagine meeting my girlfriend's dad for the first time, and it's fucking Chuck Norris.
Mr. Norris.
I need
sorry.
to go change into my brown pants real quick. Hold on a minute.
Oh my god, dude! And it's like Chuck plays it so cool, though. He's like he does try to be just the dad, but at the same time, it's like this kid knows your fucking history, dude. Like the motif, the mystique around your name, he knows.
Yeah.
And Chuck's like, "Yeah, that's me. How you doing?"
But for everyone that pokes fun about, oh, Chuck's not a great actor. There is a moment in this scene where the boyfriend walks up, she's hanging on his arm and all this. Chuck has that dad look, like,
oh,
I'm gonna fucking murder you. But then he looks at his daughter, his entire demeanor changes, smiles, shakes the kid's hand, like just a switch.
Yeah.
And it's fucking believable. Like, it's not like forced or anything. You're just like, oh shit, either Chuck's done this before or for some other reason, but it doesn't feel fake. He felt legitimately like maybe that's the first time the kid ever met Chuck Norris. Like that moment right there. And he flipped it on. Hey, how you doing? It's good. Yeah.
What do you think Chuck Norris's handshake feels like?
A vice grip.
Vice grip, yet perfectly oiled leather. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Smells of sandalwood.
And sandalwood and musk, But he'll ever so slightly crack one of your knuckles. Not to hurt you.
Yeah.
Not to hurt you.
Just to let you know.
Just to
hey,
let
buddy.
you know.
Hey.
You'll be like, oh, okay. Yes, sir.
Like you're like it's to the point like where you're driving in the car late and you look at your hand, you don't realize one of your fingers are broken.
Exactly.
Or you've got like
pinky's hanging
red.
down.
You've got like just like the red
Dude,
imprint where it's holding
It's like an octopus holds onto your arm. You have like the suction cup marks.
Yeah.
But it's Chuck's
You're like,
hand.
He walks into the car, puts his hand on his back, just lightly pats him, but later on the kid takes his shirt off and there's just giant handprint on his back.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, he like leans in on the car to talk to them in the window and like looks at the kid and like grabs like the roof and like you see him just go.
And he's like an imprint.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I don't remember that happening. I didn't hear anything.
But
so
I think my favorite part though is like I keep messaging them about this movie because how hype I'm getting. Chuck Norris is flooring it home.
Oh my god, dude!
For no reason at all, to find all of his shit outside. And he's like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah.
And he walks in, he's looking around, he's looking for shit. He's like, "Where's it at?"
Because he is a fucking slob, by the way. Like
Yeah,
we've seen before this.
So here's the deal.
Oof.
I think his stuff is in place for a reason.
I mean, he's
it's
not
there, so he knows where it's at.
I mean, yeah, he's a bachelor, man. He don't give a shit. Just
every
shit
messy
wherever.
person says that. Like, I know where everything is.
He knows
That's
where his
fine.
guns are.
Yeah, that's true. But he's like looking around, and you have old girl. You hear the vacuum running, and he's like, "What the fuck is happening?" And she's in there cleaning his house.
That's a bold move,
dude. There are plenty of people in this movie that just walk into Chuck's house.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How did she get past the dog? How did she get past the wolf?
I think the wolf liked her. Like, he was like, all right, you're cool. Because he almost bit Naratu's nuts or whatever his name is. In this.
KO. Yeah,
KO. He almost ate his nuts. And he's like, no, okay. But he thought to get away from the wolf, he should walk into Chuck Norris's fucking house. And I love when he's like,
nose to nose.
Like, Ranger. And all of a sudden this fucking gun comes out of the beaded curtain. And then he's like, hold on, no, I've been told. And he fires the gun above his head till he runs out. I'm like, Chuck don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Chuck gives zero fucks in this movie.
Dude, but she's like cleaning his house, and then he's like, where the fuck are the beers at?
I love the beer.
And she goes, they're in the trash can. And he goes in there and digs all 12 of them out. And holds one in his hand, and she throws that shit back in the garbage can. And he grabs it. And he goes, "Listen here, lady."
It sprays everywhere. But also, you can't ignore that he had to go through 12 empties to get to the ones that were still sealed at the bottom of the trash can. She's like, "You're just gonna kill yourself." And he goes, "If I want to kill myself this way, I'm going to fucking do it." Yeah, I'm just like, this is Chuck Norris, man. That's like, get the fuck out of my way.
The ultimate man's man. Like, just like, bachelor pad, messy. Don't fuck with him. He's got his own gun range.
I can shoot outside. She organizes ammo, and I think that's the only thing he might have looked at and went, "Oh, okay," because it's all in like perfect little stacks right next to the door. And I gotta do kind of. I laugh a little bit at the montage of them, playing outside. She sprays him with the hose. They're mud wrestling, and
he knew what the fuck he was doing, throwing her in the mud. Oh, dude, he knew.
The camera fades to black immediately, and even as a kid, I knew what that meant when the movie faded to black. It was like, there's some fucking going on right now. I definitely know that's going.
Yeah.
They should have had the wolf howl or something.
Get the broom.
But it's the howl, like the fucking the cartoon howl. So, like the Roger Rabbit, like I don't remember the name of the cartoon the wolf's from, but
something Pete.
It's
the one from The Mask.
In The Mask, where he's at the
that
Cameron Diaz,
that cartoon that he was.
It does the wolf whistle and all that stuff.
Yeah, but
was I the only one when I watched this? That this is definitely like pseudo western. This is like a modernized western mixed with some action, some Dirty Harry. There's some James Bond shit,
some espionage. And I wanted to bring that up too, because Mickey and I both said the same thing. This fucking score,
dude,
for this movie, like it has the right twang to it, but then when it cuts over to like the espionage score, it's a good blend between the two, and they mix them very well.
There's a couple of times where you get the Chuck stare, where it was like borderline horror music with the synthesizer, like you're fucking dead.
You done messed up, buddy.
He's doing like the good, the bad, the ugly stare, just that, whole thing going on there. But you had all those motifs, but they played the music, but then you also got basically a James Bond villain dropped into this with Falcone.
In the wheelchair?
In the wheelchair. I'm going to get your little ass. Like, oh shit, he did not.
Dude, all Chuck had to do was push that. All Chuck had to do was push that chair over, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't understand him in this movie. I was like, why is he here?
I feel like literally, because it does make some musical tone to sound like James Bond. I think people really like those movies. We need to sprinkle that in here a little bit, because that's what he feels.
Wheelchair.
He's a little dude
who likes arcade games.
Has a golden gun.
Yeah.
That's a Bond villain thing.
Mr. McQuade, what will you do now?
He totally...
And he pulls out that fucking shotgun.
He just picks him up.
He has that, he goes, But that's for another time. Backs up to the wall and it fucking spins and he disappears. Like
the only thing he was missing was a cat in his lap.
He needed he even had an odd job outside. They got his ass beat,
dude,
several times.
That fucking guy went at the end of this movie when the helicopter comes to pick all of them up, and that dude walks up to Chuck Norris and he goes, "Do you want it for a third time?"
I love that because he's already beat his ass twice in this movie. And like, you're terrible at your job, sir,
dude. And the guy's like, he's like, you know what? All right, and fucking moves to the side, dude.
He's like, nah, not today. I'm not paid enough for this. But it just like, and I agree with Mickey. You're just kind of like watching this, going, why is this here? But on the other hand, I'm going, I kind of like that this is here. I can't explain it. I kind of like this. He adds a little bit of something that maybe they just didn't feel like they were getting from David Carradine, because Carradine plays a piece of shit. He's really good at playing a shitty, slimy dude. Although I do like the double cross.
He just has that look, though. Like, that's just what he looks like, too. Like,
he's wearing a goddamn sweater, dude, in the final battle.
The cardigan, that goddamn Carlton sweater. The Carlton sweater.
I'm waiting for him to just start doing the Carlton.
That he's wearing out his arm.
But that... I think that's what it was, is that he never has this. He's always just, like you said, slimy and just always, he's the bad guy, but there's never this like maniacal end of him or even a little bit of levity. Like, there's also some comedy in this movie. Chuck drops some pretty dry one-liners here and there in it. And then you've got, Dude. Dakota is the funny guy, playing cards later.
I was going to say, when they have that guy hostage and our newbie gets up and goes to get another fucking beer, he goes, it's not the cards that you know how to play. And he's looking at his hand, and then he looks at the guy and points his fucking gun at him, and he goes, loose lips, did whatever. He's threatening to kill him because he said he was going to tell him that he looked at his hand.
But I watched
shit.
I watched this the second time, and it got to that scene when dude finishes his beer, puts his cards down, and gets up. He leans over to Dakota to tell him something, and he looks at his cards as he walks by. So they both were cheating motherfuckers, because you could tell he like looks down at his hand and walks out, and then Dakota picks up the other cards, and he's like, he carries the one dude from his fucking belt buckle like he's just a sack of potatoes, flinging him around and everything, and then pulls out this Uzi that, I don't know, they make it out like these things are brand spanking new. No one ever even heard of an Uzi or seen. They keep calling it, let me see that piece of hardware, because the entire movie is basically just David Carradine selling automatic weapons and every other goddamn thing the military has to the cartel. Like, that's all this is. And they carry this like Uzi this whole time. And they like, you can't hit shit with an Uzi. Number one, that Uzi would not have even reached Chuck Norris at the beginning of the movie. No, it ain't got that kind of range. But Chuck Norris stood there like Judge Dredd, going like, their lethal distance is like X amount of time. Like, why are you hiding? And then they keep spraying it. Like, Chuck gets shot at point blank range like 5 or 6 times in this movie, and bullets run away from him. Like, only one accidentally ricochets off of another one and hits him in the arm. That's the only reason Chuck got hit.
And then all the other bullets and all the other bullets yell at that bullet. Like, what the fuck did you just do?
You know, the bullets in Roger Rabbit, that one got fucked up. He's like, look, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to hit you. It was my bad.
But let me ask you this now that I'm thinking about this. Because the ending of this movie is very anticlimactic, I feel. Because I think with everything that Chuck Norris experienced in this movie due to David Carradine, there should have been something by hand done to David Carradine.
I agree, and I think that's where the contract fucks up.
But he throws that grenade. Do we know if David Carradine dies?
No.
I would have loved
it's implied.
A sequel to this.
Yeah. Do you know why? Though there is a sequel, you know why he doesn't die? Or how I know he doesn't die?
Because he becomes a sleazy car thief.
He goes and learns the Denmark.
Do that Denmark.
And goes and fucking fights Chad McQueen and kills Professor Toro Tanaka.
I've blocked this out of my memory, sir. Too much death has happened this year. I don't want any more. Okay, stop it.
Oh my god, dude! But yeah, I was just
what,
thinking of, like the parallel of David Carradine's characters. Like they're very similar in those two movies.
Chuck throws that pigskin a quarter mile. That grenade throw.
He does
with his fucking shot arm.
He does zigzags.
That brought Mickey back, dude. Mickey's sitting there reminiscing about high school.
Napoleon Dynamite and that shit. I bet I could throw that over that mountain over there. Yeah. There we go. I also think it's a missed opportunity because they set up that the one dude, the young kid, state trooper, goes on this mission with them. And he fucking goes full Rambo. Like he's got the guns, like he's got everything. He throws a grenade and doesn't pull the pin. It goes, shit, hilarious, dude. I knew I forgot something. Throws another one and it goes off. Why would you not let that be the grenade that Chuck Norris is now fighting over top of and not have the other guy hand it to him? Like it should have been on the ground and he finds it. And he's like, you motherfucker. Like, and no one should have seen it coming. And he throws the grenade. And I think David Carradine should have blown up on screen. He should have at least not been in the building and his body explode. Like, if you can't be beating a fight, I can still blow the fuck out of you. And shove it
down his pants, drop kick him, and he's like,
hard target style.
I would say just like Gene Simmons, he just put it down his fucking pants.
That's right, exactly. Rugger Howard doing it. Now I do think all the way up to that is everything before that is an awesome ending, but that is, I agree with Dustin. If I am going to say something, it's probably a little anticlimactic.
Yeah,
with the just blowing up the building.
But dude, when Chuck kicks that door open, Mickey, he kicks the door and that dude's standing there and he has a shotgun and he goes, pow, right in that dude's chest. And it cuts over to the dude. I knew both of you guys were screaming because it cuts over to a guy unfolding a rocket launcher.
Yes.
Like that shit fits in his pocket, right?
Yeah.
And he shoots that bitch 4 times.
It's semi-automatic. You didn't catch that in this movie. All these semi-automatic weapons, even the rocket launcher.
What I was waiting for, because there's a scene where Chuck and I don't know who the other guy is, like the
FBI guy.
Yeah,
he's the one that drops the N-bomb because he can, but
yeah. But when they're flying over with the plane and they're scoping out the area, and it cuts over to these people going woo, and you hear Benny Hill playing because Chuck Norris inadvertently found this hideout of weapons. I wanted that giant cannon to be used at some point in this movie.
Dude, that cannon / Gatling gun looked awesome. Also, I love the fact of maybe this is something here. You mean the airport in the middle of fucking nowhere? I got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe that has something to do with it. And then they drive the Ram Charger and another GMC Suburban.
And he gets stuck, and he's like, let's show him what this thing can do. I'm telling you, this movie is one long commercial for Dodge.
It is.
Because he goes and gets it unstuck. He pushes it.
Don't think Charlie's forgotten. So here now, so we have talked about all this stuff, like Chuck Norris flying home, just blowing at you through every stoplight, everything. He's doing all this other stuff. He races the kid at the beginning of the movie, and he's like, the kid yells, "Oh yeah, mine's supercharged." So it's like, you ain't seen shit. Flicks a fucking switch on his dashboard, and I get transported back to fucking Mad Goddamn Max, where apparently superchargers work when you flick a switch or push a button. That's not how they fucking work. They're attached to the motor, and they turn all the goddamn time. They do not work off of a power switch. But man, that whistle, that whine, that just every time, that's what they were going for. They just wanted that when Chuck's ready to do some business, the Ram Charger is also like his battle cat, and it transforms into that.
I can't wait for the engine to blow. I was like, God damn, man, that thing's got to be ready to go. Boo!
Yeah, this is a movie. I don't think that's the 360 these came with. That's a little 318 in that bitch. And that little 318 is dying.
There's a couple of times where I'm like, that poor engine, because it's like, blip, 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 blip.
I want to know how many, because they went through multiples. Because I also realized that in this movie, to keep continuity, because they probably used several, was just throw fucking mud on the truck.
Dude, it was
His
covered in
truck
shit the whole
is
time.
covered in mud.
Dude,
it
so
never
is he,
rains,
man.
Yeah, I do like that, how dirty he is. He's like Pigpen from the Peanuts.
When he shows up to Colonel Sanders' fucking award ceremony, and everyone's there looking good, but he is nasty. And then he falls asleep. And it cuts over to his ass snoring over there, dude.
He's yawning when he's getting chewed out by his
the
captain
trope where he's just he's like,
yeah. But there's also a moment where Chuck is so dirty in this movie, except whenever he goes to like Falcone's office and he's cleaned up and he's got neon blue denim on all of a sudden.
Dude,
like, Jesus Christ, dude.
The bluest of blue jeans.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like, god damn, dude. And then I know you notice, like, whenever he does end up meeting up with the new love interest, that once she started spraying him down with the hose, that's when he's like, all right, I'll take the hint. I get it. I'll start fucking showering, dude. Because they start mud wrestling, and he shows up to the horse track the next scene wearing the same shit he was just mud wrestling in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Also, when they try to scare him in the middle of the night and he just got done laying it down to Pound Town, he doesn't start fighting until he puts his blue jeans on. Those jeans get put on and then he grabs a gun. That's just a rule with Chuck Norris.
I don't know about you guys, but like when Dakota is killed and he comes home and he's upset and you got her like asking what's wrong, and he's like, nothing. And he lays on his bed. Does Chuck sleep without pillows?
I think the beard, provides. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what psychopath sleeps without pillows, dude.
You know how they say that, under Chuck's beard is another fist? Also, when he lays us down to go to sleep, hands come out and cradle his head. As if we were laying. His arms are still down.
Laying in a hammock. Yeah.
Yeah. He's still there because, if a lady lays on top, he's got to always be ready. But the beard provides, sir. That's all that you need to know.
Swiss Army beard.
This is actually only one of like 2 or 3 movies where he has a beard, because most of the time he just has the mustache. So
or at least like a 5 o'clock shadow type thing. Yeah.
This is the full manly beard, though.
Invasion USA, he had a beard, right?
Yes. At least in the artwork.
In the artwork, and then the Hitman, he did have a beard in the Hitman, but it was like mine. Like no, he had a beard that was like mine. It's not super long, but because he had the mustache at the beginning, the flavor saver at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And then it was 5 years later, he had somewhat of a beard.
Because I know a lot of early Chuck, he didn't have. Like I would say, like a lot of it is he had like 5 o'clock shot. Like Missing in Action, he's got a beard for any of the war scenes because that they wouldn't have been shaven and stuff like that. But like a Forced Vengeance, he doesn't. Firewalker.
Yeah, it's weird seeing him without a beard because like everyone knows that scene where he fought Bruce Lee. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like seeing him without a beard. He looks like a completely different person.
He does. And another thing, like a lot of people know, I love playing the game Broforce, and I sent these guys, and it has you get 2 versions of Chuck. One's Missing in Action Chuck, and he launches grenades. The other is Lone Wolf McQuade. He's got a little cowboy hat on. His shotgun fires 3 shots at once. He's just the most badass. Like I try really hard not to die when I'm Chuck. He's not supposed to. You just, I have to treat him like he's invincible on those levels. And no, I can't play with him all the time because Broforce, you just get whoever it gives you whenever you get a new character. You can't pick. Otherwise, that's all I would play. Plus, you can be Christopher Lambert's Raiden. So there's also that. I think you guys would love that. I think it's my favorite game. I play it almost every day. I don't give a shit. Yeah. It's fucking awesome. But no, this movie, God, man, you just say manly, and it's this movie. I thought it when I was trying to remember the first time I'd seen it, and I knew it was on television. I thought it was those there was a little block of shows on like TNT, and it was like movies for guys who like movies or something like that. That didn't start until like 2000s before they did that little block, but they were showing action movies early on in the 90s. But I always remember that because one of the scenes in their promo is just Chuck Norris punching the fuck out of somebody. So I've always had that correlation in my head, but it's like, yeah, this is a dude movie. This is like Jackie watched it. She didn't hate it, but she also was like, okay. Like she was also complaining about the ADR in it. Like every punch is really loud. Every gunshot's really loud. And I'm like, yeah, it's Chuck Norris. That's what I expect in this movie.
Yeah. Sorry he hits so hard.
That's how he punches. It sounds like that.
Yeah.
That's Chuck Norris punch.
That's all
That's that fucking poor henchman getting it for the third time.
That was a pair of denim jeans that just wouldn't quite zip all the way up right there.
Or,
like, I'm
fucking
gonna make you fucking fit.
Cousin Larry in the crackhead place wherever they went. He was running from him. Yeah.
God, dude. Oh yeah, Snow. I called him Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. Them fucking eye glasses that his eyes looked 27 times bigger. They were Coke bottle bottoms.
Coke bottle glasses.
Fuck it. They have him handcuffed to a goddamn wagon wheel, right outside of Chuck's house, and Dakota's just sitting there spraying right above him.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck, dude? And he's like, all right, he'll talk one way or another.
Yeah. And look, Dakota eats it, but he shoots that motherfucker too at the exact same time. Like it was like simultaneous shots when that guy kicks in the door. Dakota like whop, pow, gone, but he takes one in the gut, and then Carradine comes in and fucks him up the rest of the way. And then the kid gets the power of Chuck at the final fight when he throws that grenade. He like steps out, not behind anything, and like 5 guys are shooting at him, and nothing hits him. It was just the force was protecting him because he was with Chuck the entire time.
Well, did you notice he started like it panned back to him and he started having a beard?
Yep. Dude, my favorite thing is that we get the everybody gets together in Mexico. You know, Lone Wolf's going there on his own. He runs into Jackson. Jackson's like, I ain't gonna let you have all the fun. Opens up the back of his fucking vehicle and he's Burt Gummer from Tremors. He's got he's got a goddamn chrome plated crossbow. And he's like, yeah, I got some toys. And then fucking Chachi pulls up in a Monte Carlo and they're like, oh, it's you. And they get done talking, and Chuck looks at Jackson and goes, who the fuck's going to smuggle him back over the border when we're done? Hilarious. And I lost my shit when he says that. Because it's also the only Latin guy in the group. And he's like, now we got to smuggle his dumb ass back across the border to Texas. I was losing it. I was losing it, man. I say we get into things. We want to talk about best death?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. The boss says we're dealing with John Mortis.
Really? I heard he beat a guy to death with a toilet seat.
What? No way.
It's true. They also said he killed a man with a soft pretzel. Whoa. I don't even know which one of those sounds cooler.
It's definitely the pretzel.
There's a lot. And I have no clue what anyone is going to pick in this. Like, seriously, like that's not even a bit. Like, there's so many. So Mickey, let's start with you, brother. What's your favorite kill in Lone Wolf McQuade?
We talked about it, and it happens pretty early on in the movie. Chuck's out there sniping dudes or whatever. And he comes back. I think this is after he walks up and the guy's talking shit to him, and he shoots the guy beside him, and he gets yanked backwards, like with the
wire.
The harness style. Dude, it's just so funny because he's like, "Fuck you," and then he starts killing all of them after that. But it's that one guy who just like comically takes a fucking blast to the chest backwards.
Isn't it the same guy that like talks to the leader going, ain't nobody ever killed a ranger and walked away alive?
Might kill me.
I think it might have been that guy. It would have worked.
Yeah.
Dude. Whoops. The only guy that had any common sense in this entire thing died.
Yeah.
Dead. D-E-D.
Dead.
Charlie, I'd rather you go next so I don't take yours.
Oh,
I don't know if you're going to take mine because I'm going to bend the rules a little bit here.
Uh-oh.
Because it's after Mickey's, but it's in the same area at the beginning of the movie. It's after he kills that guy, Chuck walks up to all of them, takes his gun belt off to go fisticuffs with armed cattle rustlers, fights 2 or 3 of them. No one fires at him. Fights 2 or 3 of them, picks up an Uzi, and then spins around in circles, killing everyone in the circle of death. And the camera just like he's holding it hip level, back, and there's just guys are jumping and dying all over the place. And the camera goes around in circles. I'm like,
yeah.
All of these are my favorite now. Like I can't just pick one. I think he only pulled the trigger once, so that's where I say that counts. And he just whack, and everyone's dead. That's my favorite.
It's like people, like Mickey just said, the power that he has in that sniper rifle, the power just transferred to the Uzi. So it's like
it did.
Yeah,
it's the same velocity, but just a smaller gun.
He literally no scopes 15 guys. That's all.
Yeah.
Like picking them off of horses. Doesn't hit the horse, hits the guy though.
No horses were harmed in the making of a Chuck Norris movie. But yeah, that's mine. So Dustin, what's your favorite kill?
Mickey said mine. Man, it's that, but it's fine. I'm gonna go with Dakota because that is the exclamation point when David Carradine puts his foot on this man's throat.
Ooh, yeah.
And you see 3 different cutaways of David Carradine crushing this man's neck with his foot.
Yeah.
And then the impact that it had, like Chuck, you can tell Chuck was upset, but it's like Chuck Norris doesn't cry.
Yeah, no.
He just tells the tears to get back in there.
There's not even tear ducts. Like
that's a waste of water.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's how he stays hydrated out there in the fucking desert, dude.
Exactly it,
But
man.
it's the Dakota kill, man. Like snapping that man's neck with his foot is just diabolical.
It is. That's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, but pick one, and it's an awesome kill, basically.
Yeah.
Except for David Carradine's. I do
Mickey,
think that's the miss.
Mickey, when that dude gets blowed away with the fucking rifle, it's so good.
Where'd Dave go? He was saving it right here.
You just see his shoes sitting on the ground still.
That would have been awesome. All right. Well, let's pick the poster.
Come on, you guys are making this too easy. You looked way tougher in your mugshots.
I mean, I've got a pretty good idea of everyone, so I'll go first. I'll start this off. I love this poster. It is that classic side profile face off of Chuck Norris and David Carradine, and then all the action scenes below him, a giant explosion in the middle of them. It's that painting kind of look. Now, the one Mickey's showing is just Chuck with no shirt.
I need this. This is a work of art.
Actually, yeah.
That's a good one, yeah.
I got a feeling we won't find a bad one. So you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say the poster matches the vibe of the movie. Mickey, what say you?
I mean, fuck yeah, dude. Like this is the one I showed you was a work of art. The one you're talking about is a work of art. Like it's like you said, there's no bad ones. I mean, you've got them face to face with like everything going on around them. Dude, this is badass. This is 100% matches the vibe of the movie. You see this, you're like, yeah, that's gonna be good.
There's one from a different, I'm guessing it's German, and it just says McQuade der Wolf.
Hell yeah.
It's like, fuck yes, I'm now terrified. Dustin, what say you, brother? Does it match the vibe?
Oh man, there's no doubt that poster matches the vibe. The side profile one is awesome. It just, the only thing it does is it gives away that Carradine is the main bad guy when it's a double cross.
Yeah.
But the one Mickey held up,
the friggin' bulldozer in the armor.
Oh my god, dude, Charlie, look at that one.
Okay, that's pretty fucking badass. Hold on, that's
first of all, that scene, David Carradine, I was like, "You're an idiot. You're gonna play chicken with a bulldozer."
You think a half track has the traction and weight capacity of a Cat D18? Just fucking crawling its ass up there. There was an M16 laying on the ground that ran over and was bent like a banana. That's the weight being pushed.
Yeah.
It didn't matter you had a howitzer on the back of that half track. You weren't shooting it, okay?
I bet you it wasn't even a bulldozer. I bet you it was a fucking like one of those the power tykes. You know, like the kid electric cars.
A Chuck Norris big wheel? Is
that
what it was?
when you got on it?
That's exactly what it was, dude.
No, it was the Ram Charger. It took a new form and transformed into
Hasbro, are you listening to us right now? Give us the Ram Charger, triple changer into a bulldozer.
I want a triple changer, and if you can't do that, make it a fucking combiner. And I want the Ram Charger. I want that Pontiac. I want the bulldozer. I want all of that shit.
Jackie, what you're hearing is Charlie would hang this poster up in the podcast room.
I definitely would.
All of them. The German one.
It would just be a room of Lone Wolf McQuade posters.
I mean, the Germans are just like, what more do you need? Here is Chuck Norris, McQuade der Wolf. Like, I'm in. Sold. Where do I sign? I'm in. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's rate this bad boy.
Okay, but are we talking Predator Arnold, Running Man Arnold, or like Batman and Robin Arnold?
Oh, man. Okay. Dustin, you're the newbie. How are you rating Lone Wolf McQuade?
All right. I'm going to go out on a limb.
Don't even try to like hide.
No one knows. No one knows.
No.
Parker hates when this gets spoiled. Don't spoil it.
I am going to be upfront. This is, of the ones we've done so far, has probably been my least favorite Chuck Norris movie.
Oh, okay.
Wow, really?
Dude, the Hitman set a fucking bar, dude.
The Hitman fucks. All right, you're not
Invasion
wrong.
USA set a fucking bar.
It fucks.
Dude, this is probably my least favorite of the three.
Yeah, but this
still
one's
got a lot to go, so that's okay.
Hitting its head on the bar. You at least have to admit.
I'm just saying it's my least favorite.
So
far. Yeah.
Out of three.
Yeah. So, I mean.
Okay.
But other than that, dude, like the kills are awesome. Chuck just kicks ass in this movie. I do wish David Carradine died, or I do like to think the idea of him going on to Chicago after this and peddling cars instead of guns. I don't know, man. I don't think anyone cannot rate this movie badass.
Yeah.
Wrong people would.
No, you know who didn't rate this badass? The MPAA, and Chuck Norris went knocking.
That's right.
Dude.
Chuck goes, everyone should be allowed to watch this movie, okay? We can't hide this movie from the public. Yeah. Oh, all right. Mickey, what say you, brother?
Just pure fucking testosterone. It's awesome, right? It's badass. I'm not gonna be secretive about it. The Ram Charger is so cool. Coming out of the dude. Oh man, he drove a car out of being buried. That's just bad. That's badass.
Drove out of a grave. Just say it like it is. He drove out of a grave.
Each action scene would be its own badass movie, and we put them all together into one. So like. Yes. And then we talked about that score. I sent you guys a link. Like I was listening to it all day. I sent you guys a link. I was like, dude,
it's good.
Yeah.
And that was Francesco De Masi, I think his name is. God bless you, sir. His second time on the show, he also did Escape from the Bronx. So, shout out, buddy.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, man, this is pure. Charlie said it at the beginning. If you think about Chuck Norris, this is kind of the movie. This and Invasion USA for me would be like the two. That's Chuck Norris. That would be my 1A and 1B, right? Probably, eventually hope we will get to like some Delta Force and stuff. We might change that, but dude, just
like I said, we can cover anything. Yep.
So fucking good. The action is good. Sure, there's a few points in this movie where I was like, okay, we can move on, but not too long, not too much. There's funny jokes. There's just so many good things. I could keep talking on and on, but it is badass. Charlie, I know what you got to say.
I mean,
he said Chuck Norris, Der Wolf.
Der Wolf. No, I mean, like, even the people have spoken. This is like his highest rated movie as far as ratings go on like IMDb. I didn't look at Rotten Tomato because fuck Rotten Tomato, but you know, like this is like peak Chuck. You know,
Yeah.
My favorite Chuck Norris movies are the Delta Force movies because that's what I grew up with. That's what I know. You know, those are my warm and fuzzies. So I get where Dustin's coming from. You know, but this is the quintessential Chuck Norris movie. Everything everyone thinks they know about Chuck is in this movie. Yeah. You watch it. You know, it's a family movie. It's PG, so it's fun for the whole family. You know, just take everyone to it. This, you know, if you want that kid-friendly movie,
show your grandma.
Yeah, grandma would love that. I was just saying, yeah.
So Charlie, would you tell Liam to be like, "Hey, just come here and look inside this robe real quick"?
Yeah, like, I'll slow this down.
Let the boy watch.
I'll just be like, I need to go get something to drink. Let me pause the movie real fast, walk into the kitchen, come back. See, I'll do the opposite what my dad did, which would send me to the refrigerator to get something.
Cover your ass.
Yeah, that didn't happen. You didn't see what you thought you saw.
Shane Black is in Predator?
What? Who the fuck is this guy? What's it? When they add these lines? I got the director's cut. This is awesome. No, I said it early. This movie is 1,000% badass. This is what I expect. This is what I want. I love the energy this movie has and gives people. Like, I was never worried Dustin was going to do his. As soon as he started messaging us, it's just like as soon as that happened, because I didn't do it. Like when I watched it, I knew Dustin hadn't watched it yet, and I was pretty sure Mickey hadn't yet either. So I was not live streaming my reactions. I like to wait till I know Dustin's doing it, and then but the second he started, like even Mickey and I were like, oh, he had to fall asleep because we haven't gotten any more updates. Yep. And we should have gotten 27 by now of everything happening. I love this movie. It is insanely badass, and that means only one thing.
You just got hit with a 100% certified USDA prime cut, double barrel, eagle screaming, battle axe swinging, high octane 454 big block badass B action movie rating. Hell yeah, you are welcome.
Supercharger on a switch.
Yeah.
That pisses me off as much as the nail gun not hooked up to a goddamn air compressor. That's just the shit that irritates the fuck out of me. But that's a small pebble in the pool of Lone Wolf McQuade. Like everything else eclipses that one little complaint I have.
For sure.
But God, I love this. I love this movie. And it was worthy of our tribute to Chuck. I mean, these movies have enough of an impact that I can watch them still and not be sitting there, sad that Chuck Norris is dead. Like I'm living, I'm reliving my joy watching these.
I don't want to like beat a drum here, right?
No.
Or like anything, or get on a pedestal or anything, but like whatever you thought of the man Chuck Norris, I know I'd seen some, social media posts that weren't friendly about it, right?
Dude,
and
man, those people pissed me off.
If you really grew up like me watching Chuck Norris, and you actually watch these movies, you actually like listen to him talk, you know what I mean? The guy was genuinely anti-bullying. He was, he wasn't racist. He was, I don't know, man. We all have our weird
model.
We all have our weird thoughts and things we don't like, but like, genuinely, he was a good person. I feel like he meant well. He taught me a lot of lessons, a lot of cool life lessons. I just think I just wish people would like listen and watch the movies and actually take a minute.
Don't
politicize
the death. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that happened, and I was like, I get it. I get he belonged to a certain political party you don't like, or like.
But you know what? He didn't flaunt it like others do. You know,
I
I will
think-
say
yeah.
that. You know, he stood where he stood. He was a Christian man. That's his life. Okay,
But
And that's
I
what
feel like
did.
he always meant well, and I always say like, no matter all that stuff, if you're in a tough situation, it's whether I think you'll do the right thing or not. And I feel like he's the kind of person to do the right thing. So
100%.
that's what's important. You know?
I don't think he was okay with everything. That I don't think anyone can be
Not
okay
everybody
with
is.
everything a party you're part of. You can't really agree with everything 100%, and I'm sure he didn't.
But I mean, there's in this day and age, there's a difference between the party and the cult.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
You know what I mean?
With that 100%.
There's a difference in that, you know, regardless of that. But people to Mickey's point, people did that to Stan Lee as well. When Stan Lee passed, all of a sudden people are like, "Oh, he actually wasn't a good guy." I'm like, "What the fuck do you mean?"
Shock value. It's a way to get people to views and follows and all that.
Yeah.
But like
clickbait.
The death is trending. I need people to hear me. I will use this as a vehicle for people to hear me. Yeah. And I'll tell you all right now, the second I see that shit, I either unfollow you, unfriend you, or just ignore you. Like, that's my thing. And it's not political. It's just, I don't want it to be. This is the most political talk you'll ever get out of us right here.
I know.
You know,
I was like, I shouldn't do
when
this.
me and Mickey sit here and we talk about the moon landing, it's the best moon landing.
I was just thinking about that all day, and I was like, I don't know if I should bring it up, but I'm going to.
No, I'm fine with it. Well, we talked a little bit
That's
about
as far as
it
I'm going to go with it.
with our Kevin Sorbo thing. We all agree Kevin Sorbo lives in a certain era for us. You know, that's where we remember him. Dean Cain, he lives in an era for me. Now, I don't agree with the shit he's doing now. I'm unaffiliated. So if anyone should listen to this show, should understand, Charlie fucking hates the government. Okay? I don't care what side you stand on.
I want everyone to know right now, if the government folds and the apocalypse happens, Charlie's house is the house you want to go to.
But
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I don't want to I wouldn't put his name in their category either. Like, I feel like they are the ones that I trust would not do. I'm just telling you. That's the way I think about people. Like, if you're in this situation, would you do the right thing? Chuck is one of those people. Was like, he would do the right thing. Those other,
and he always has. He never had drama behind his name. He was never involved in scandals.
Whatever his opinions are, or his thoughts, what he grew up with, his environment, what he's been taught. I still think he would do the right thing.
I mean, the only time anyone's ever questioned his motives, he went knocking on their door and they changed the rating of this movie.
Damn.
Yeah. Goddamn. Right. That's exactly
how I mean.
Well, no one else can do that. And they, it wasn't we'll do it if you cut this. And he goes, cut what? Oh, nothing. No.
He starts parting his beard. And you see like the knuckle sandwich start coming out of it.
All he was actually doing was scratching his beard, and they were just like, "Oh shit! No, put it up. We'll rate it G. Is that better? We'll do general audience. Everyone.
We'll pay you triple their salary. How about that? Does that work too, Mr. Norris?
Yeah, whatever it is. Also, a non-canon movie. I totally forgot that.
Ryan, but it's in the vein.
They're definitely
Orion
in the
hits,
vein.
it's a banger, or at least me.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
But you're used to I know it's like it was a little bit later that Cannon got Chuck. For whenever they started doing the Mission Actions and the Delta Forces. But it was interesting. No, this was fun. This is our month to tribute Chuck Norris.
Ode to Chuck.
Our ode to Chuck. Because we didn't have time to record like an episode just talking about it. Again, we did that on the Action Elite. If you really want to hear all of the guys over there talk about it, and this is Canadians talking about Chuck Norris, okay? They love him. They were like, what? They're like, what? He has issues? We never heard of it. It's Chuck fucking Norris. Isn't he like your guys' God over there? Like, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
You mean
we pray to Chuck.
God, yeah.
The world's God. Goddamn right. He got up to heaven and went, I got it from here, man. And God's like, I needed this
Take
vacation.
a break, big guy.
That's right. I got this, bro. We're all good. But no, yeah. But we have our next one is going to be a Chuck Norris movie as well. And Dustin got to pick this one. So Dustin, you want to tell everybody about the next Chuck movie?
I do. And I remember it this time, and I picked it. And a fun thing about the podcast community we're in right now is, we pick something and all of a sudden another show starts talking about it.
Uh-oh.
Right? So like
right.
so yeah, so anyways, the movie is called Silent Rage. And I picked it, knowing it's the whole, like Charlie said, it's like the horror-esque Chuck Norris movie. I'm like, cool. It gives me something fun to talk about. As soon as we decided on it, that wiener, Brett Parker, over on Dissect That Film, had a watch along the night we recorded Enter the Dragon, and they watched Silent Rage.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Well,
I'm gonna go back and watch that.
I did.
Oh, that's right. That's the Patreon group that gets to do
Oh.
that stuff. That's why I'm not part of it.
Yeah. So
I won't give Parker $1.
So we are covering Silent Rage to end out Chuck Norris month. And I feel like we can kind of talk about our anniversary, because we will have one episode after Silent Rage in between the Silent Rage, in between that episode and our anniversary.
Yeah, we're doing the anniversary at the end of May. So that we get one more episode in.
So we've made a little bit of changes. Well, not even changes. We've evolved the brackets of last season, the last one. And we are now calling it the Coliseum. And we fashioned it off of Best of the Best 2. That gave me the idea of like, there's a winner from last year, Chuck Norris. And whoever wins this year's brackets has to face Chuck Norris in a one-on-one to see who will take over the Coliseum for the following year. Now, we agreed on this.
There was a flaw. There was a flaw in our plans after this month.
Yes. So after this month, I kind of had to do a contingency. I had to be like, look, we already have a Chuck Norris movie in this Coliseum battle with the Hitman.
Right.
Now,
with our winner of Missing in Action last year. So there's already
Invasion
two.
USA.
Yeah, Invasion USA. And then we added 2 more Chuck Norrises to the Coliseum.
So I was like, you know what? Let's not do that and make it somewhat fair. And we are introducing a little mechanic called the Council of Chucks. That means there's 3 Chuck Norris movies this month, and 2 of them are not getting placed on there. So with the 3 of the movies, we are counting them as a veto system. Mickey gets 1, Charlie gets 1, and I get 1. And that means if, say, Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat Annihilation is fighting Dakota from Hologram Man, and Charlie and Mickey are like, yeah, Dakota, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use my Chuck. It's an example. It's the example.
I don't like where this is going.
I told you this calls for
It's
trouble.
an example. And I can be like, you know what? I'm going to call upon Chuck and use my 1 vote to sway it in my direction. Or Mickey or Charlie. We each have 1, but we only can use it 1 time.
And we can't use it in the finals. We decided on that too. We can't sit on a Chuck till the end. And
it has to be
in the end.
Yeah, it has to be used by the semifinals of the brackets.
Yeah.
So
I
think it's going to be it's not. It's only 1 new mechanic has entered the building.
There's only 1 rule. There are no rules.
No, there's one.
Yeah,
there's 1 rule.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to bring up, and it's going to, last year we had a fun conversation all the way up until Chuck Norris started winning everything.
I still thought it was a great conversation. I don't know why.
I don't know. I don't think Jean-Claude Van Damme should have beat the robot jocks. Okay. But hey, this year we each have 1 veto.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a ton of fun. And Charlie, do you want to? With the anniversary last year, we gave something away. Do you want to kind of talk about that?
Yeah, we can, as long as it's ready by the time we do this. But
it should be. I've been staying on it.
Yeah, we're gonna give away another custom Brainbuster VHS. And we put it to a poll. And we didn't allow Dustin to use all 27 of his profiles.
I only used 26.
26, and I don't think it worked in his favor because
no, it did, because my movie won.
That's right. It was Mickey's movie that didn't win.
Or no, it's Mickey's movie got left in the dust, and I'm sorry, dude.
It's okay.
Nobody wanted Cole. Nobody wanted Hologram Man. I'm like, we already started the Joe Laura collection.
That's not even true. Hologram Man and Split Second were like 3 votes apart.
Yes, because I voted like 3 times on
Hologram. Well, okay.
I pulled a Dustin because
I only voted once.
I could not stand where it was, and I was like, it's got to be closer than this. And I went, oh yeah, my woodworking page, vote. Oh yeah, I have the podcast page, vote.
At one point, Hologram Man was beating our winner.
It was right about then.
Oh, okay.
It was right about then. Yeah, nobody wanted to complete the Joe Laura collection I was working on curating.
It's okay.
But yeah, we're doing a custom Split Second VHS as a giveaway for our anniversary. We haven't figured out how. We will by then.
Yeah.
Well, even if we just announce what you have to do during the anniversary to buy us time till we have it in our hands, it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. Welcome to the show, everyone. For the show that didn't even have an intro song for its brand change on the main show to here where we're like, we'll figure it out. It'd be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. A lot of cool shit coming up for the new season. With stuff we have been working on behind the scenes too. So
yeah, we actually have a shitload of stuff we need to get cracking on because
yep.
Yeah.
It's April, boys. Like it's holy shit, boys.
I'm ready when you guys are.
That's a quarter of the month or the quarter of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Well.
So, all right. Well, we love Chuck. In memory of Chuck. He's not dead. He just finally let death win one.
He just went home. Yeah.
He just went home.
Like Joe said. Joe hit us with that shit on Enter the Dragon, and that shit broke.
Yep. Nah, man. He will be missed. That one hurt. Everybody talks about, celebrity deaths and how everyone gets all bent out of shape. It's like, you didn't even know him. I was like, you know what? Chuck Norris maybe didn't know me, but he was there for me while I was growing up. He means a lot to me just on that screen. And like Mickey was talking about, just the way he presented himself, he was a true role model. Mm-hmm. And he will be missed. So, yep, that's it. We done here, boys.
Heck yeah.
What do you got cooking on Gimme Back?
Oh, well, we just did our first official Gimme Back the podcast episode where we did Maverick with Tom Cruise and we did Mel Gibson's Maverick, the poker playing, gunslinging, just awesome fun movie.
Fun movie.
Like it's just fun. Like, yeah, I guess I could have bent the rules and called it an action movie, but it's an adventure, and it's fun. I just love it. Richard Donner directed it, so I mean it has those vibes. Loved every bit of it. I think Pete and Anna are doing Daughter of Dracula is coming up next week on After Hours Cinema. Yeah, and there's only 4 Tuesdays, so everyone will still have to wait another month or 2 for the next Need for Speed episode that Mickey, myself, and Parker are doing, but we've already picked it.
Oh, you do? I'll find out off air then.
Yeah, me and Mickey are pretty high. We haven't told Parker yet. So if Parker's listening right now, he's like, come on, like you just now officially became a member. Like you were still on probation, Parker. Now we're going to say you can be a member. Yeah, but you still have 2 months before we find out really if you are. So still 2 months of probation. I love poking at Parker. Yeah, that's what we got going on. Dustin, what you got going on over at the Flicks of Barons?
So when does this come out?
This comes out April 7th.
So with that, April 7th, that is today, the day of recording.
April 14th, because I'm just looking at it said it says be action on the fucking calendar. No, it's
Charlie's tired.
April 14th. I was ready to just fucking hit the end song, and all of a sudden, what else are we doing? I'm like, Jesus Christ, okay, yeah.
We will have recorded, if not put out, a very special episode over on Flicks and Friends that mainly has to do with baseball. And it came out in the year 1989, and both of these boys had been on it. And that is Major League.
Well, that is coming up here in a little bit.
That's coming up.
He never gives us days.
With my schedule, I cannot do that. I have to do it the week before, unfortunately, because I don't have a grown-up job. And then over on the Barrens, we will have put out an episode for a movie called Paranormal Investigations, which was a independent movie that we had got a screener for when we went to Horror Hound last month. It was a banger in the theaters. I'm ready to watch it at home so I can kind of like scope it out, but it's an independent movie. It's not hitting theaters. I don't know how I'm going to suggest people to watch it unless they release it, but I'm just ready to talk about it. So
Cool.
Yeah. That's all I got going on over on my shows. Mickey, what you got cooking?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, not really. Just vibing, man.
Yeah. Vibing? There it is.
Yeah, just vibing.
Yeah. Do you know what Chuck Norris told that fucking rifle bullet before he loaded that bitch up and shot it away?
What?
To not just watch action,
be action.
Mission accomplished.